extra strength, so we gave us the power, so we he's showing out, that's why we
Hey. Yo, we are back, episode 76.
76
Not the same podcast, sports show, 76 of them things. Boy, we in here.
know, bro. That's crazy.
Man, we're very glad to be back with you on the Not the Same podcast sports show. Shout out to all our MTMV family. We are streaming live on the MTMV YouTube channel as well tonight. We all in here. Know what I mean? D. Winer, what's up, sis?
What up, Higgins?
Higgins, I see you, brother. Heat gang in here. Yeah. Heat deserve all the love. You know what I mean?
I want you to go ahead and do your little subscribe and stuff. Don't never mind me over here. Just do your pleasantries.
All right, since the brother did me like that, yeah, go on do your little rap. We're bringing Robert Dean. Go on do your little rappity rap. All right, if you are watching us live on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you, even if you're streaming us from a pirated stream, please hit that like and subscribe button to let us know, so you'll know that we are live. You know what I mean? I can't even do my thing. But yeah, go hit that like button for us, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be stingy with the likes. If you have not subscribed to Not the Same Podcast, what is you waiting on, fam? Go on and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Heat Nation in the building. You know, he just showing improving all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Empty cup, ain't nothing in the cup.
All dust went in my eyes when I just like.
But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So, go ahead, bro.
Shout out to our MTMV famo. Look, I put up that Miami Heat stuff because, listen, I am a fan. This is not no bandwagon stuff. You don't get those type of memorabilia type items if you're just a casual fan. Shout out to Live Show TV, Takeover, Praise 365, Parable Radio, RYC Praise News Radio, His Hop Radio and Podcast Network, in the 520 Collective, our homeboy, Eric Boston and all them good people. But more than anything, no disrespect to them, shout out to Heat Nation, brother.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Hey, y'all, that man Higgins come super early. Talk about that Heat Nation. Nah, man, hey, before we even get into the show for real, man, big salute to my bro, man. I have never experienced any team I love getting to. I have experienced one team getting to the national championship when we lost. That was the Memphis Tigers against the Kansas Jayhawks, where they hit a miracle shot by Mario Chalmers. But anyway, no professional team that I love has never made it to the finals. So this is a very, very big deal, man. Salute to you, bro. Hopefully I get to feel it one day, man, and I'm rooting with you to beat the Denver Nuggets, although it may be a quite
it's a
mighty hill to climb. But hey, y'all done so much this year, man. Anything is possible, like Kevin Garnett said. For real.
Right. Yeah, no doubt, man. Like Hagan said, Heat
JT,
Nation,
what's up, bro?
You did what JT was popping. Heat Nation, this ain't no if y'all looked at my soapbox last week, I specifically said I thought we was gonna win in 6. We won in 7. But what I also said is I don't trust the NBA. And stay tuned for my soapbox, and you'll understand why I don't trust the NBA, because they didn't want to see the Heat in the finals.
Not.
They didn't want to see it.
Nuggets.
Game 7, them boys came to play. You dig what I'm saying? And it just goes to show how great of a coach Coach Spo is for what he's doing. You dig?
I ain't gonna say what Hager said, but dang, that's all bad. See, seem like all my teams be winning chips. Well, you know,
dang,
I'm hanging in there. I said it anyway. Series C, or what do you say? Series C are.
He said folded in 2 games in Series C, or doo-doo.
Yeah.
You gonna have to retype that, brother. I don't have translation. You sounded like MC Phonics now, and he ain't been around for a minute.
He ain't. But you know who is gonna be around? This right here.
What that?
Somebody tell me what's pop.
Let's get on into it.
MC Phonics.
Right. we love you, Mr. G. All right, man. Hey, at the end of the day, man, let's go and get into it. NFL news. We got to start with the NFL because that's the biggest sport in the world. Jimmy G could be waived if he fails a physical. What happens here is Jimmy G had a surgery right before he signed with the Raiders, I believe.
The Raiders,
and they set it up where he has to pass his physical, or they can waive and cut old boy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mr. Davis.
Let me tell y'all something, man. Jimmy G contract. This is what the NFL stands for. N.F.L. Not for long. This is a business. And when I say that, understand this, man. I don't care what business you are. Business come first. They call this thing FFD, fitness for duty. D, you know what I'm talking about. And if you ain't fit for duty or medically qualified, I can't give you millions, fam. Just flat out. You're not getting that money from me. And if Jimmy G don't get it right, he ain't gonna see them millions. That's all I can say, bro.
I'm gonna have to agree with Hagens. Only Jimmy will acknowledge his buckets. My boy feeling himself. I don't blame you. Go in, bro. Go in.
That's my little bro. But I'm dead serious, man. The NFL ain't playing no games. I'm giving you millions and you not fit for duty. I'm not getting ready to give you signing bonus and all these incentives. And I was happy for Jimmy G last year because he made the 49ers eat what is it called when eat crow. He made them eat crow. You dig what I'm saying? Raiders picked him up. He went and had this surgery. And if he don't, hey, look, bro, you got to go. Fitness for duty.
You don't recover by the time what they call that training camp. You're gonna be in trouble. Now, with that being said, we are joking. Jimmy G is a good quarterback. Folks be hating on Jimmy G. He is not trash. He's gonna be a lot better than anything the Raiders have had in a good minute. Good minute.
To include Carr.
Yes, include Carr. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And speaking of Carr.
Yeah, you had something else about Carr. Go ahead, bro.
Staying in the NFL news. The Saints are consulting John Gruden to come in and critique Carr's skills to show you what you need to do in order for Carr to be successful. Let me tell y'all something, man. I knew Gruden wasn't going to be gone long. This was that email stuff was because the Raiders didn't know how to get rid of him. And that was just the perfect way. Like, look, we don't want this one word no more. What can we do?
Sick of them. Right.
I found some emails, cuz.
Yeah. Never mind who else was in the emails. Ain't nobody talk about who else was in the email. Who was he sending it to, though?
We don't care about that. Get that one word. He out of
here. They're right.
So, and they got Carr up out of there, and they're going to consult him, bring him in. They got new head coaching, and we'll see what the Saints do for that.
All right, next up, NBA news. The league is investigating the ref. What's up with this?
Eric Lewis.
This is funny.
This is real funny because my man got a burner phone. He did a Kevin Garnett. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Durant. I'm sorry. Patches, carpet, burnt grass. that one word. Long-time NBA ref, and I'm gonna read the story on this. Long-time NBA ref Eric Lewis is reportedly the subject of a league investigation after allegations about his use of social media. Lewis, who has worked 6 NBA final games since 2019 and was on the floor during the Western Conference Finals, is finishing up his 19th season as an NBA official. The alleged Lewis burner account operates under username Cutliff Blair. And so the account was deactivated shortly after the allegation surfaced, but it has since been reactivated. What they're saying is it's not Eric Lewis, it's his brother who actually runs this account. In the tweet posted Thursday, the account claims to be run by Mark Lewis, the brother of Eric, like I just said. And it says, I'm sorry that I put E in this situation. The tweet says, but this ain't Watergate. No other tweets have been posted by the NBA since the NBA's investigation was first displayed. Apparently, this man commented on the Eastern Conference Finals and said some things. And the rules by the NBA on why this is a big deal, refs cannot tweet about NBA games. That's a conflict of interest. And it could seem like that you're swaying Vegas. Anytime you mess with Vegas, I'm telling you, they coming for you, fam.
It's a problem because it's money, man. Mr. G says, Tim Donahue spoke facts. These refs are doing the most behind the scenes. Yes, I believe that.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Listen, no doubt. Stay tuned for Soapbox.
Yeah, I hear he's a very decent ref. He's a very good ref. You know what I'm saying? So one side I say, okay, he broke the rules. Slap him on the wrist. Don't fire him. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if this is full fixing games type stuff. On the other end, players get burners. I'm just saying. Players get burners. Be talking super reckless to folks and they burners.
Having burners is not the issue. The issue is he had a burner talking about a game, an NBA game that he's an official, not of, because he did the Western Conference. My man been chilling since Game 4. So here we are in Game 7.
This is true.
Here we are in Game 7, and his brother. This is like Hagens or me with you, Hagens with me, Yo, that wasn't my bro Rob. That was me. My bad, Rob.
Right.
I didn't mean to put you in that position. My bad. See, I didn't mean to put you in that position. No, good and well. That one word was the one tweet.
Of course. He probably was sitting with his brother at the time. Somebody, yeah, man, this.
Hey, man, throw it up there.
Yeah, go on, throw it up, see what happened. Then get in trouble. All right, man.
Got in trouble.
Coaching hires, man. Who all got hired, bro?
Nick Hurst. If y'all don't know who Nick Hurst is, 76ers. Who?
Nurse, man. Nick Nurse, bro.
Yeah, that one word too. Nurse. I don't know how I got an H up here. Nick Nurse. If y'all don't know who this one word is, obviously I don't. I couldn't even get his name right. He's the new 76ers head coach. He came from Toronto. They won that championship in 2019. This is what I don't like about the league. Toronto had never sniffed a championship. They was a joke, a laughing stock, Mr. G, you know. And then the one coach that comes up and gets them a championship, y'all get rid of them. Same way the Bucks did. And speaking of the Bucks, another coach that got hired, my man, what's his name? Adrian Griffin. Yeah, Adrian Griffin. He has an impressive resume as far as working with people. You know, he worked alongside Coach K, Coach Tibbs, Jim Bowen.
He also actually played in the league.
And he played in the league. And Monty Williams with Team USA. And he's been around high-level players, Kyrie Irving. Can you coach? And this is my biggest question. How long, and Lord forgive me because he is black, so I want to kind of, how long is the leash or rope going to be before y'all get rid of him? You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how much slack does he have before y'all say, it's a bus, you're out of here?
One backstory about him, he had been like the prime position to get jobs for like the last 5 years. He'd been getting blocked because he had a situation with, I believe, with either an ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, some slick Jonathan Majors type situation was being cast on him. It was found out not to be true, but it kind of slowed up his progression of moving up. Yeah. So that's what messed him up. I hope it works out for him. They say Giannis rubber stamped this and wanted this guy. So big salute. And one other, this is just a rumor. They are saying that the Detroit Pistons are prepared to offer all the money in the world for Monty Williams. So good luck.
Hey, that's not a bad look.
He's a good coach.
That's a good coach, and he get ready to get a big man with some heart. And James Wiseman. Wiseman got some heart. This ain't Aiton situation. No. And then you got Cunningham over there. So you got some promising
Jaden Ivey.
You got some promising players.
Yeah, you got some nice young
players in Detroit. So if Monty Williams can go in there and get that job, I'm telling you, Detroit can make some noise in the East. Some real big noise. Other NBA news, sir. We got my man Bob Myers stepping down from the Golden State Warriors.
Yep.
After four titles. This is his quote, and I'm going to read his quote. It's just time, Myers told ESPN. Myers, whose contract expires in late June, declined ownership offers on a new deal that would have paid him among the league's top earning executives, he said. Myers has described the decision-making process that led him to leave the franchise after 12 years as including several factors beyond money, which tells me, listen, he could have been paid high, folks. Money ain't everything. So if that money he was about to compromise himself, mess up his peace of mind after 12 seasons and 4 titles, and you still got a great team, all they need is one or two pieces, and they right back in the mix. Look at what they did this year. Something brewing behind closed doors out there in Golden State, man. This should be a red flag. I'm telling you.
Hey, but congratulations. He did a very good job with that team.
Yeah, man.
I know they had a lot of talent, but hey, salute to him, man. For real. All right, last thing. Go ahead, bro.
No, Mr. G said Mark Jackson done officially now. Shaking my head. Yeah, he is, man. He might as well just get ready. Him and Van Gundy can just travel the nation and possibly the world when they do Mexico and Dubai games.
Right.
And just broadcast, because he's not going to get another coaching job. I hate to say it, but he won't.
What happened with Mark Jackson, man, in a very, very short sense, him being religious is not what hurt, but him being religious going against a particular agenda whose month is celebrated this month, that was the problem. And
it is.
It ain't going to never happen for him ever again, because he went against something that, he has his religious right to be able to, but didn't go over well with their sponsors. We'll say it that way.
Yeah.
All right,
especially out there in Golden,
especially in that area, and some of the people within the front office was of that agenda, so it didn't go over well. MLB news, top division rankings.
MLB. Let me tell y'all something. Tampa Bay, the Tampa Bay Rays is doing their thing, bro. They AL East Rays are number one. AL Central, the Twins. AL West, the Rangers. NL East, the Braves. NL Central, the Brewers are still number one. Cardinals. Every week they go on these 7-3, 10 runs, and I mean 7-3 out of 10. And we go from there. And then the NL West, the Dodgers are out there. Also in MLB news as we keep going, Chicago White Sox pitcher. This is home for me. My man Liam Hendricks returns to the mound for the first time after beating non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. Let me tell y'all something. That's what I was diagnosed with. Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Chemo is not a joke. It takes your strength away. Like I did, and I said this in a song before. I did 8-hour sessions every 21 days, bro. 8 hours to sit in a chair and get pumped with poison to try to get rid of a disease, and he overcame it. Salute to you, my guy. Now,
big salute.
His return back to the mound didn't count as a win, but he did win in life by beating cancer. So shout out to another cancer survivor, man.
Big salute. All right, man, let's get into our soapbox segment.
Soapbox.
We're moving fast.
This is our soapbox segment where me and Rob go off for 2 minutes on whatever's on our mind. You see a timer that looks like this, and you also hear a buzzer that sounds like this when it's over. By tradition, I always let my brother Rob go first. I go second. Rob normally talks sports. I normally talk whatever's on my mind. We will see what will happen today. My brother, is you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
Let's get it.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. I said this last week on my soapbox that I said I am a NBA fan. I've seen some foolery over the years where Lakers came back, not just once, but twice. Once against Portland, once against Sacramento. I've seen Michael Jordan get away with an obvious push-off on Byron Russell for the shot. And he won it, and that was supposed to have been the last shot of the game. I've seen so much foolery on where referees come in and the NBA have their agendas on who they want in the finals, and it happened again in Game 6 against the Miami Heat. Game 6 of the Miami Heat. Let me tell y'all something. Seconds got put back on the clock and nobody said anything. Free throws counted as 2 when it should have been 1. And I know there's a rule out there because me and C talked about it, but that rule wasn't in place. It was a regular free throw situation. Score was 82-84 with 7 minutes left. Y'all can go back and check my stats. 82-84 with 7 minutes left in the game. My man, it was Jaylen Brown on the free throw line. Boom, he hits a free throw. Guess what the score is after 82-84? 84-84. My man hit another free throw, 86-84. You dig what I'm saying? They did things. They put extra time on the clock. Listen, I know Celtics, Miami should have boxed out. That's rule 101. It's 2 things about your shots. Box out if you're on defense, follow your shot like my man 5.5 White did, and he got the game winner. You dig what I'm saying? But the NBA tried their darndest to make sure Boston made it to the NBA Finals, and I'm tired of the foolery, man. The nation was against the Heat, and this is what the Heat said. All right, we put ourselves here. We don't care what nobody think about us. We going out and play. And you know what it came down to, folks? X's and O's. They started cutting off the right and making them boys drive to the left and didn't know what to do. That is a salute to my coach, Eric Spoelstra. And that's my soapbox, man. NBA be on some foolery, bro. I'm telling you, no tinfoil hat backs. Go back and look for yourself.
You know, one thing, too, I will say this about Eric Spoelstra. He is a master with those zones. Those zones be tearing them teams up, and they couldn't deal. The Celtics, in particular, could not do nothing with them zones. Nothing. Not at all, nothing at all.
Not at all.
You in the NBA, you do not know how to play against the zone because players seem like they can shoot, but they can't shoot for real when you got that zone on. You know what I'm saying?
No. And, you know, Tatum, now I will say for all y'all, well, Tatum got hurt. He did. And part of the game. Vincent got hurt, too. You know what the difference is? Vincent got hurt in Game 5, couldn't play Game 6, but he came back in Game 7 and bust tail. Unfortunately for Tatum, there wasn't another game. Okay, that's enough.
All right, my soapbox is this. I know a lot of people, man, we all have one of these, man. I'm going to hold it up at the screen. You see that right there? Cell phone, right? We all have one. We're on it a lot of times. We check social media. We check What else? We check our stats. We check our bank account. We do everything on our phone,
Yeah,
and, something made me think about this. I have my little niece with me for the week, and I enjoy her being here, and we enjoying time. And she sits there and look, if you know a kid, she's 10 years old. She's on YouTube. They don't watch TV. I come home from work, TV's never on. It's on YouTube all day. Salute, right? But I see her, grown-ups, all kind of people do this same thing. I do not get it. She sat there 8 hours with 2 chargers right there next to her and never put the phone on charger. And as soon as we got out and went somewhere, Uncle Chris, my phone dead. One word. You've been sitting there 8 hours with 2 iPhone chargers. Now, I'm not just pointing out my niece. I'm using her as an example. But you ever see people say, man, my phone dead. My phone dead. My phone. Why is your phone always dead? iPhone chargers, a lot of people got iPhones. You can get them from Walgreens. You can get them from gas stations. I got one in my car. I got one in my work truck. I got one in my office. I got one in the warehouse part of my office. I got them everywhere because my phone should not be dead. Why is your phone always dead when there's a plethora of chargers you can buy? You know how much chargers normally cost, bruh? Like $10. You know what I'm saying? It's not even like the old days where they bust your head $50 because you got to have the authentic Apple. They stopped doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
you can get all of them. Apple, Android, they get the same ones. It don't even matter. And you can get that joint, and they always do that. Phone is always dead. Not just my youngin', not just my niece, but grown-ups. Bro, what, man, my phone dead. Dog, you in the car with a phone charger built in the car, but the phone dead. How does that happen? Charge your phone, one words. What's wrong with y'all?
Hey, facts on facts. Definitely guilty of that. I'm going to say one more thing before we pass on. Mr. G, look at the live broadcast. Even Van Gundy said there's 2.1 seconds left, and he was in the arena, sir. So what we saw on the TV and what Van Gundy saw, he said it. It's 2.1 seconds left. What are the Celtics going to do? And 3 seconds pop back up. I don't want to hear what Kenny talked about. He's a part of the agenda. I'm done.
Bro, y'all won. It don't matter. All right, debate for you. This one word is literally in the finals, NBA finals, and still complaining about Game 6 when you won Game 7. Anyway, let's go on and get it started.
Never been in Game 7.
This is our debate fuel segment where me and Rob go back and forth over particular subjects, sometimes contentious, other times not, but we go back and forth over subjects for a timer of 5 minutes to look like this. When it's over, you hear a buzzer the same way. It sounds like this. Let's get it started. Subject number 1, Heat versus Boston recap. Rob is the perfect one to talk about this because he is a huge fan of the Heat. I'm the perfect one to talk about this because I'm just a huge fan of the NBA, and I was watching it, and I do like the Heat because my brother liked the Heat. But so we're going to get into it, man. What are your thoughts of this series? I know y'all won, but overall. Yeah.
Overall, the series, what I saw was team basketball being played by a coach and team basketball being played by someone who's learning to be a coach. Yes. And if you don't think X's and O's matter, this series showed it. Boston came out 3-0. You dig what I'm saying? Right off the bat. And then they lost some, but they got cold. And this is typically, Miami came out 3-0. And then they got cold, which typically happens in the NBA. You go on your streaks, and that's what Boston talent took over. You know what I mean? But when it came down to X's and O's for the final part, you saw Spoelstra at his best, man.
Yeah, I think the main thing is overall general is this. There's no way in the world that Boston should have lost this series. I think you as a Heat fan would even agree with that. Yeah. With that talent that Boston has, even coming off their bench, they shouldn't have never lost this series. But here's why they lost this series. 1, coaching. Number 2, they stars ain't grown yet. Although they 20, 25, 26 years old. When I'm talking about, they ain't NBA grown yet. Jimmy Butler is an NBA grown man. And what I mean by that is that he can dictate what's happening in the game with his mentality and the way he plays. He has this no-lose mentality. He does not wilt under pressure. If Jimmy Butler loses, it's because he's probably hurt. Or he just messing around. It's not because he just got beat by a better team. Most of the times he's either hurt or lack of a better word, he just messed around. I say it that way. He's tricking off the game. right? You know what I mean? Because, game, 4 and 5, he kind of tricked off some games. He was hurt a little bit and tricked off a couple of games, wasn't really trying hard. And then he decided, nah, we're going to win game 7, and that's be it. So, but I think it was a very exciting series, in my opinion.
Most definitely.
Very exciting, and it gave me so much more respect for Spoelstra. I already had a lot. I held him in high regard, like next to Pop, like the best coaches in the league, period. But this here was very, very impressive. Because to even have the 3-0 lead, lose it, and lose in the way they lost in Game 6 with all the tomfoolery you was talking about, and come back and win that game like that by basically by 20, 19 actually, that's some dogs, bro. And also doing that with undrafted players. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. My props to Spo is this. He won his first 2 with LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh, and he didn't really get any credit because it was superstars. The first championship Riley actually got with Shaq and D-Wade. This particular team, in the bubble, they went to the finals, and out the bubble, they went to the finals. You dig what I'm saying? And this is showing how good this coach is. Because if you really look at it, the only team there, like, it was only 2 teams that went to the final in the bubble. But my point is the only coach that's still around in the bubble times are the 2 coaches that's still there. They were in the bubble. Remember Bubble Murray?
Yep.
The bubble was 2 years ago. Murray was out for 2 years and Denver suffered. So now we're about to see them go back together. Do I think they're, and we'll talk about it in a minute on our next segment. But as far as this series go, it was a very exciting series. I was very disappointed in Tatum in some ways. And in the chat, they said maybe they need to get rid of Marcus Smart. And I'm going to tell you why you don't get rid of Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is the Draymond Green of the Boston Celtics. You don't get rid of a heart guy like that because he's your dog. Tatum don't have the dog. He has a slight bit of killer. And Jaylen Brown, I just don't know yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
You separate Jaylen and Tatum, I don't know. I don't think it's time to blow this team up. I don't believe that. I think you keep it and maybe bring one of these coaches that's more seasoned. Because if you got a mature coach and not this guy who eyes going back and forth 20 miles an hour, saving time out, like you can save him for the next game, things could change different. Because we shouldn't have been in this series. We should have been. We should have lost in 5. To be honest with y'all. Maybe even sweat.
Yeah. A big part is Joe Mazzulla is a big part. Now, I got to give him props for coming back, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't kill him for going down 3-0, but he got it to 7. You know what I'm saying? So he adjusted some. He got to learn to adjust. 7, bro. But we can't say that. We can't say it's all coaches because they losing, but now because they came back, it's just the talent. It can't be just the talent. It got to be some coaching, too. He did some things different. He did some dumb stuff because when he put Williams in the starting lineup, it was tough for y'all. 2 big man because Williams, Williams with the dreads, right?
You talking about
Robert Williams. He was the roamer blocking all the shots, and Horford was like the post-up man playing D. That was the strategy to win the game. The players told him.
He didn't make that decision.
I know the players did. And then he went back on it again because he's in love with 3-point shots. And another reason they kept losing, they was off. He had 1 bullet in his holster. Hit threes. That's how we win. Play defense and hit threes. He didn't have no half-court game. He had none of that. He had no half-court offense. He had no switch-up in defense. He had none of that. He has to grow as a coach. Boston messed up by hiring basically somebody that wasn't ready to be a coach because you just wanted to get Udoka out of the way. The guy they really, really wanted to be the assistant coach is the head coach for the Utah Jazz. Look how they did this year. They did not make the playoffs, but they were supposed to be a team that was nowhere near the playoffs. They was very close to the playoffs. Yeah. Will Hardy, I believe, is the coach over there.
Yeah, but because they wanted they wanted the big Frenchman out there.
Yeah, they messed up. They should have hired Damon. They could have hired Damon. I bet Damon would have had respect to them players. Damon Stoudemire.
Stoudemire
down there.
Talking about.
He's over there at
He actually left.
Yeah, I know. He's a college team, Georgia Tech. He's the head coach of Georgia Tech now. They should have hired him. But anyway, on to the next subject, man. We'll get into this. It's similar. So, next subject here. Heat versus Nuggets. I don't know where that was going. Heat versus Nuggets preview. All right, so What you think was going to happen, man? Not who's going to win or lose, but how you think this series going to be, bro?
I honestly think here's the deal. Jokic is going to get off. Bam is not stopping Jokic. Yeah. And I don't care who in the timeline says it. Look, bro, if you in here, let's just be real. Bam is not stopping Jokic. But who you can stop is contain Murray, because now Murray is going to have to play defense. In that last series, tell me who was checking Murray. I'll wait. Okay, I didn't think so. So now you got buckets. He's gonna have to exhaust himself on standing in front of Jimmy. And then everybody else is having good games. Their confidence. The thing about role players, when they get confident, they get cocky. And they start feeling like they can do anything. So it comes down to bench, Brokeback Mountain, and Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if the threes are off, anything goes. I'm not gonna say who I got, but I'm gonna say it. And I know you say this ain't part of it. I got Heat in 6. I really do. Yes, I'm a Heat fan, but I watch basketball and watch and see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'll say Nuggets in 7 or 6. I will say this. Jokic is the real problem for this Heat team. The Boston Celtics had no offensive threat really inside to test what you got, Bam. You know what I'm saying? Bam was able to guard guys on the perimeter because Big Horford out there shooting threes. He ain't going in the post. Williams, all he do is catch lobs. They ain't playing enough, and the coach wasn't playing them the right way, so that was dumb. So he didn't really have to guard Williams a lot. He got to guard Jokic. Now the advantage y'all have, I don't think they have anybody that can guard Jimmy. Now I think Aaron Gordon will get that assignment more so than Jamal Murray, and Jimmy gonna eat Aaron Gordon. I ain't saying Aaron Gordon trash. He's a good defender, and he held his own against LeBron, but Jimmy Butler is a different type player. He's smart, like you say. Right, and Jimmy Butler going to be talking cash stuff to him the whole game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I think he going to snatch Gordon hard out. I saw Gordon lose 2 slam dunk contests and almost cry. So I can only imagine. I saw my man on NBA Today and lost the upper room challenge and almost cried again. You know what I mean? So you're different. And Jimmy is a one-word Jimmy could be one word of the day every day. You dig what I'm saying when it comes to basketball?
Yes, sir.
This particular series and what I mean, I'm with Mr. G, the 0-4 Pistons tactic, make Jokic score only. That's it. Because one person giving you 50 can't win you a game if you hitting your shots. And all they going to it's the culture. Not only that, you got Zeller, you got Kevin Love. They didn't play game 6 and 7. No, Love didn't play 6 and 7. You know what that is? That's 12 fouls. You know what I'm saying? Now Jokic's good, but you can frustrate Jokic also. We didn't see it happen. All you got to do is put him out there. Hey, bro, UD, go out there and make this one word, get a tech or two. You dig what I'm saying? Like, it's strategy. Some people call it dirty, but it's going basketball. And Pat Riley, as good as Spo is, Pat is still up in the office like, yo, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that Laker Nation stuff that we do, and get in these boys' heads. And I think that's what the Heat are going to do. They're going to get in their heads. It's like county versus city ball.
Now, unfortunately, what's up, Just James?
James,
he's returning to Game 3. I heard he would be eligible to play by Game 3.
Definitely not Game 1.
One thing I will say about this, I think this won't be the most most celebrated series. It won't be high rated because fair weather NBA fans are just goofy. Like they can only like a team that has a big market. Or you got to know everybody, or you got to have a flashy player, and that's the only way we can like it. This will probably be one of the best basketball finals in a long time, though. This is going to be some good basketball. Denver plays good pace basketball, and the Heat play good basketball. They switch it up. They play good defense. It's going to be, if you're a basketball fan, I think this is going to be great. A great finals. If you're a semi-basketball fan, you just love football, you just trying to wait for football to get here, you ain't going to enjoy it. If you're a Laker lover that don't really like basketball, but you know the Lakers good, you ain't going to love it. But if you like basketball, you'll love this because I think it's going to be a great series. And like I said, I got the Nuggets in 7. I want the Heat to win, but I think the Heat and Butler, they're too much of fighters to go down any earlier than 6. Any earlier than 6. They too much of fighters. You going to have to beat them, and they'll beat you in Denver. You know what I'm saying? I know in the season Denver beat them twice, but the
Yep.
players that were playing was not Jimmy Butler and all them. It was like, this was beyond church league players out there playing against Jokic them. So we'll see what's going to happen. Jokic can be suspect on defense if they isolate his game and slow down Murray, MPJ, and the Heat can beat them. Yes, they can. Absolutely. Yes, that's what you call them. All right, man, next subject. This is a good one. I would love all y'all opinion on this. Has ring culture ruined present-day basketball? Has ring culture ruined present-day basketball? What I mean by ring culture is that you do not matter, your season does not matter if you don't win a ring. LeBron James said, I'm not going to celebrate making it to the Western Conference Finals. I'm all about winning wings. And that sounds cute, right, for him, because he is that type of player where that's his only victory for him, because he's chasing the GOAT. He's trying his best to catch the GOAT and be the GOAT, right? Of course, he ain't going to be the GOAT, but y'all get what I'm saying. He's trying to chase him. So for him, that makes sense. But for a team like the Heat, y'all were the number one seed. Y'all went out early, but was the season just terrible just because of that? Was the season just worthless? That's what I'm talking about, because a lot of people act like if you do not win the championship, your season is worthless. But was the season worthless for OKC, who had a great leap forward this year? Next year, they're going to be good. They're going to be good. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander became an all-NBA player. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, thoughts, bro?
I say yes and no for this Heat culture, and this is why I say it. You still got seasoned brothers like us who understand basketball, and we not just looking at YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, highlights, Instagram highlights of Dunkademics or Duncan, whatever they called, or all the Ballers Life, House of Highlights. Right. Because let me tell you something. Embiid, Butler, Jokic, which one of them this year will end up with a championship, Booker, Harden, Chris Paul, they definitely going to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Now, here's the difference. Golden State Warriors did not have a bust season, no matter what they tell you. Them One Words knew they didn't have what it takes to defend that championship.
Right.
Who had a bust season were the Suns. They went all in, all or nothing. That was a bust. That's a disappointment type season. You dig what I'm saying? The Milwaukee Bucks, that was a disappointment type season.
Absolutely.
The Philadelphia 76ers, disappointment type season. The Lakers, no disappointment. They overachieved, no matter what LeBron says.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's a yes or no, and I think you ain't got a ring. I'm gonna let you talk, and then I'm gonna make my second point on this, bro.
I think the ring culture definitely hurts, man. Even from the announcers like Kenny and Shaq, them and all that, always picking on Charles Barkley because he ain't got a ring. Barkley was awesome.
Great.
So if you have never watched basketball, you would think, oh, he's just as goofy. No, Barkley. When nobody right now would be able to deal with Barkley. For real.
He was a dog at 6'4".
Imagine Zion type without getting hurt all the time. That's Barkley. But even shorter. Zion type and can shoot better. You know what I mean? Barkley was awesome and had the killer in him. He could lead a team. He just had the misfortune of playing against Jordan. That was it.
Yep.
But he drugged the Phoenix Suns all the way to the finals.
He did.
But we cannot act like his worth is worthless because he ain't got a ring. You know what I mean? And then also too, for example, I see my brother Just James on here. He's a fan of the Sacramento Kings. Brother, y'all went out in the first round. Wasn't this a great season for you?
Beyond.
Wasn't this one of the most fun seasons ever? There's no expectations. There's no, you ain't got to deal with what I'm dealing with, a dude holding a gun. You ain't got to deal with none of that. It's all fun. It's all happy because you're on the ascent up. People don't see that. If you just root for teams that's already up, you don't have that feeling of going from trash to all of a sudden being just gas. You know, I'm not trying to cuss. I'm saying like gassing all the way up. That's a great feeling, bro, and you never get it again. Like what Just James had this year won't be like that next year because now it's expectations.
It's expectations behind it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Same thing for Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, they good now. Now it's expectations. You know, but that's part of the fun of basketball. If you love the sport more so than the politics of it. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. If it's about rings and the GOAT debate, you know, we talk about Jordan, Jordan is my GOAT. And if y'all wasn't on last week, I told y'all LeBron is the guy, greatest of this time. Don't ever call him a GOAT again. So here's the thing. But if it is about rings, check this out. this is where GOAT would come in. Bill Russell, 11 rings.
Yes, sir.
Havlicek, 8 rings. Robert Horry, Big Shot Bob, 7 rings.
Bob. Yes, sir.
DeVar, Jordan, and Pippen, 6 rings apiece. Magic Johnson, Rodman, Kerr, yes, Steve Kerr as a player, and Kobe Bryant all had 5 rings. So if it's about rings, guess what? Did I name LeBron just now? No. So it's not about rings that make you the GOAT. And I think that's this ring culture thing, championship or bust. Championship or bust are teams who give up everything to get a player, i.e. Dallas this year with Kyrie Irving. That was a bust. You dig what I'm saying? When you blow up your whole squad to it's win or nothing. The Clippers
don't even make the playoffs.
The Clippers was a bust this year. You dig what I'm saying? Too much talent.
Yes.
So, yeah, man. The ring culture is, bro.
In my opinion, I agree. Last subject. Is Scottie Pippen wrong for what he said about Michael Jordan? Is Scottie Pippen wrong for what he said about Michael Jordan? Mr. Davis.
I am going to quote Pippen before we get into this debate, and I want y'all in it. This is what Pippen said, and I quote, "Horrible player and horrible to play with," says former Chicago Bulls teammate Scottie Pippen. Thing is, that was his quote, but this is not breaking news. We know Jordan was a butthole. We already know this. And honestly, I feel like Scottie has been trying to be relevant for quite some time. He lost his lady to a rapper and Future, then turned around and lost it to Michael Jordan's son, who can't even dunk a basketball. So I understand, like, you can't get out of this. He mad, and he's trying to stay. He's trying to stay relevant. He's trying to stay relevant, man. Whether it be through his son, it's bad, man. Look, I'm a Scottie Pippen fan. That is my favorite player of all time. But this is an attention grabber, man. Even though it's 95% chance that it's true what he's saying.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, like Rob says, a 95% chance it's true. But with that being said, it's the heart of the thing. Where it's coming from. He's been ever since The Last Dance. He's been on one. Ever since. Now you heard little drops about him leaning towards LeBron even before that though. You know what I'm saying? Little interview, got LeBron pretty high up there and all that. Listen, dog, Scottie ain't stupid. Y'all know what Scottie doing. This man is hating. He's high hating. And do you blame him? The guy that you was on the team with, son, is banging your ex-wife.
Yeah.
You gonna be, I mean, that's gonna make you a little salty, my guy.
It's getting in your head, bro.
Right. Not just him, his son. You know what I'm saying? So for him to it wouldn't be a bridge too far to say that Scottie is probably pissed off, and I'm not mad at him for that. But the statement isolated from all that, no. What was Michael Jordan a horrible teammate? Yes, ask Steve Kerr. Ask Steve Kerr's face. You know what I'm saying? Ask a couple other players. Steve Kerr ain't the only one he punched. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he was a jerk. But was he a winner? Yes. He's a winner. He dragged that team. If he was so much a jerk, why'd he get all them players to play together? That wasn't all Phil Jackson. Now, Phil Jackson is a great coach. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't all Phil Jackson. Jordan had to be able to sacrifice. Jordan had to have, remember the video where he talking to Paxson? Hey, if I go to you, you know what I'm saying? Be ready. I'm going to go to you. You know what I'm saying? And Paxson, I'll be ready. You know what I'm saying? And then he hit the shot. Remember the old commercials? They don't play them no more, but seasoned brothers like us know that commercial. You know what I mean? He was putting the battery in them folks back eventually once he got older and got more mature. So Pippen just popping off and he wrong, man. Listen, he can love LeBron more than Jordan. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I get it. But what he said is all about his son. It's all about MJ's son and MJ and his saltiness about it. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Like MJ just been. I'm gonna leave that alone. This is what I'll say about Scottie. It's true. Michael and I heard this debate about Mike. Mike didn't win till Scottie got there.
That's true.
And y'all can talk all y'all want to. When Mike was gone for those 2 seasons, the Bulls were still great with Scottie. They made it to Eastern Conference Finals. It wasn't like these cats went from like Cleveland did when LeBron left and they slacked off. So
that's right.
I get where Scottie's coming from, but it's all the way hate. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine always being in somebody's shadow and then the very thing, his very seed is now, still above you. So like you can't get you know what I want to say.
I know. We'll make a double entendre right quick. You know what I mean?
He just more than once.
You out of pocket, bro. You out of pocket.
All right, my bad, bro. Okay, so my point is, Pip is bitter. And I can't blame you, bro, because you can't get out this man's shadow. Because first he was in his shadow. Now your son's calling his son daddy.
Just James said Scotty wasn't a good teammate either. Proven when he quit on his team in 1994.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Need to look in the mirror.
Kukoc
that's facts.
Oh, that's facts. And Kukoc tipped the shot. And when he got hurt.
And he was mad. Mr. G said if social media was around in those days, Jordan would be hated like LeBron. Jordan would have got suspended. Jordan wouldn't have been in the league if social media was around. He was, I mean, he was doing some wild stuff. He was a wild boy back then.
Yeah. Rodman too. Let's just be happy that
Rodman was wild.
Lord, but to be happy social media wasn't around in the 90s because basketball wouldn't have been basketball.
No, basketball wouldn't have made it. Basketball wouldn't have made it. Thank God for David Stern. You know what I mean? The iron fist of David Stern. All right, man. We got a one word of the day before we get up out of here, man. Having a good time with you guys. Let's go. This one word. No. Of the day. All right, the one word of the day is drunk dares. Drunk dares. Now, what I mean by that, there's a story that is out. I don't know the person's name, but it was a young man that went overseas with his friends. They was on a boat having fun. They was drunk, and you know what people do when they drunk. Now, this happens in our delegation, but not so much. It's a lot more of the other lot more of the other delegation that gets to say, "Hey, man, I bet you won't do this." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Somebody dared this young man. I bet you won't jump out there in the water, and this fool backflip out into the sea. And he didn't think about he couldn't get back on the boat because the boat is still moving, and there's currents and undercurrents, and unfortunately, he lost his life. So, drunk dare, got hiccups. Drunk dares is the one word of the day.
Don't like ugly.
That's the one word of the day, man. I pray they find him, man. But what's the people on the sea? What you call them? National Guard?
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard. They couldn't find him, man. I hate he lost his life, man. But let me tell you this.
Jaws, all them that got him.
Let me tell you something, man. I know a lot of people love, man. I dare you do this. You get drunk and get wild. Like I say, this happens more outside of our delegation. But if you see this, you ain't got to do every dare. You know what I'm saying? Let them call you weak and live. Because you be like, man, watch this. You jump out there. Everybody like, man, he goated. And then they recognize he can't get back on the boat. They recognize the boat is still moving. They recognize probably if he get to the boat, he going to get sucked up under and get caught by one of the propellers or something. And there's fish and whales and sharks and
he was done.
It's a bad way to go, man.
You know what the sad part is, bro? None of them decided, should we throw a life preserver, a boat, an emergency? They just looked. Because if it was at nighttime, guess what? That man disappeared into the abyss, bro.
Night. You know what I'm saying? That man down in one of them lost cities.
Like Aquaman.
I'm trying to make no fun of it, man. But I mean, it is what it is, bro. Go ahead,
bro. That's they used to have a show on True TV about stupid deaths or stupid dares or whatever the case may be, and this is definitely one of them, man. It's unfortunate, prayers to his family. All jokes aside, prayers to his family. Boy, that's one AA meeting that I guarantee his partners probably will never drink again, bro. Yeah. So
that's right.
Anyways, that's the show. Oh my goodness. Have you ever thought I really enjoy what these guys are doing with this podcast? Ain't got to worry about me jumping out. I can swim like a fish, but I ain't jumping off no ship. How can I help support them? Sir. How can I be a blessing to them? You can support us, man, by hitting that like, subscribe, and notification button. You about to see it coming across your screen right now. If you ain't hit the like button tonight, hit it for us, please. If you've already subscribed and notified yourself, don't notify yourself again. Just leave it alone. You dig what I'm saying? You can support us financially. Cash sign, Not the Same Podcast, or you can go to notthesamepodcast.com/support.
For our audio listeners, Mr. G said the Little Mermaid got him.
what's the witch from the Little Mermaid? That's who got him.
Cruella or whatever.
Cruella is from Dalmatians. But folks, if you're audio listening, live comments are popping up. So
just James, man, that's sad. Now y'all want me to give.
It's the sympathy plate.
Jesus.
And you know what? Forgive us for our audio listeners, for our live listeners. We appreciate y'all sliding through, man. Tell them how they can find us again.
Man, hey, you find us on all social media, YouTube, so forth and so on, man. We'll be back tomorrow with the Music and Face show, man. I'm C-Micah. That's Rob Redeem. I ain't gonna let him say it, man. We out, man. We see y'all later before we get banned.